Oh, hello. I must have triggered the go button. Hello, welcome to today. And today's messages. It's good to see you. Okay, I'm ready. I was just greasing myself up. Okay. Let's tap into the energies of today. 432 hertz of heart earth resonance. Earth heart resonance. Yes. Okay. Let's tap in with the Arcturians and see what they have for us. I hope you are well and getting lots of rest and drinking lots of water as our bodies shed and process, alchemize, and transform into the gorgeous crystalline structures that we are meant to evolve into. Ooh, what's this one? Look at those colors. This one is balance. Yes, the energy of balance helps you recognize yourself. If you are honest about your feelings, nothing will disturb your balance when you recognize your own truth. Make sure you find harmony within yourself. Yes, it is worth trying. Harmony and balance. Beautiful. This is balancing the light and the shadow. This is balancing your masculine and your feminine, your beingness with your doingness. This is a balancing of your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual realms. I'm seeing that balancing, my balancing card in my third eye. I don't even know what it is. I just look at the cards. It's just the images, really, more than the signs. Okay. Let's see what the runes have to contribute to our balancing messages for today. Anybody wanna come out and say hi? Balancing rest, work with play, right? It's just like balancing daytime activity with nighttime sleeping and resting, right? We need that balance. And just like those people who never sleep and they start to have psychotic breakdowns and whatever, it's because they're lacking that balance. So balance is super important, right? Balance your drinking coffee intake with your drinking water intake, right? Okay. Okay, let's have a card today. There it is. Isa. Isa. A time for rest, okay? A time to find the balance. It says something, okay, I'll just read it. As the temperature drops, the bat quiets and turns inwards. The business of life comes to a standstill, and she uses this in between period for self reflection and to build inner strength for when it will all start again. She pulls all her awareness and resources in towards herself, concentrating her power. Isa not only sounds like the word ice, it also means ice, and it is the symbol of the I, or the self. In many Northern European cultural traditions, ice is the formative element and the essence of all things. Isa is a very strong rune with an element of danger. The inward facing, quieting stillness can lull you to sleep, and in the bitter cold, sleep can bring death. The message of Isa is one of finding inner strength, self reliance, self awareness, and self acceptance. It halts activity until a change is made, whether from within or without. Keywords: stillness, self control, focus, stability, and stasis. Stasis. Okay. So this is that balancing. This is your sign if you are working too hard, if you are running yourself too ragged, if you're feeling exhausted, tired, and drained, to make sure you are blotting out and making a priority your resting periods. Okay. And then there's also that opposite balance of too much rest could lead to death, right? If you were to fall asleep in the snow and the frozen, then that's when people slip into death state. So you don't want to, this is that balance. You don't want to sleep your life away, but you need sleep, right? Also, listening to your body. Your body is your indicator. This is part of your relationship development with your inner world, your higher self, your intuition. That's where your body and everything, your spirit, communicates to you. If it's feeling run down, take a nap. Also, this is the beautiful, transformative and revitalizing power of rest and rejuvenation and meditation, right? It's like, think of power naps. Power naps are a quick, between 10 and 15 minutes or whatever, where you allow yourself the time and the space to completely, your body can just relax. And even though you just taste sleep, right? It's the same thing as meditation. You're quieting, you're in a comfortable position, and you're allowing yourself space, and it does wonders. What was it? There's some corporations where they have like little nap pods, and they encourage people to listen to their body's needs, because they recognize that a person working for a few hours and then having a 15-20 minute nap or whatever ends up being way more productive than having somebody like with their time, than having somebody who's pushing themselves through these exhaustion moments. Their work is affected, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's tap into the tarot cards and see what comes up for us in the realm of balancing and resting and listening to our nervous system, really. Listening to your nervous system. If it's like, oh my God, it's time to rest. Right? If it's like, all right, all right, all right. If it's got the Matthew McConaughey, then it's good to go. Okay? This is your self-mastery. Okay? This is your divine oath to yourself. This is your partnership with your planes of being, right? This is a union, a partnership, the balance between your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual realms. This is your dedication to your connection with your third eye and your ability to see and know and feel your way through everything. Everything. Yeah, this is the center point of your teeter totter. I always think of balance, the balance point of the teeter totter, right? And this is you and your devotion to your homeostasis that recognizes, oh, we're tilting a little bit this way, let's compensate and go a little bit this way. We're living in the 3D realm, right? Where light and dark are on either sides of the teeter totter, and both is living, both is life. And so it's about your conscious awareness of where and how and what, and repositioning. I mean, think of it as even walking or flying, right? If you're flapping too hard on this side, now you're veering this way. If you're flapping too hard on this way, now you're veering this way. And then if you keep going, now you're going in circles, right? You want to fly straight. So there has to be a balance. Yes. Okay. So first message is look in your life to where there may be some imbalance. I mean, society has already geared us to imbalance, right? Like, look at the 9 to 5, Monday to Friday institutions that we are thrust into, right? The school education system is priming people for that imbalance. That's not a balance of work and play. That's just work and then exhaustion and then back to work again. This is why we struggle with so much, is because even when we recognize the imbalance, we're locked in, right? We've got bills and mortgages and financing and all this kind of mouths to feed and all these things, okay? But your destiny here is, at the very least, to master your counterpoint, to find balance, and to get there as much as possible, right? This creates forward flying. So we've got the sword of destiny here, which is also the sword of truth, speaking your truth, right? I can't do that. I need to rest. My body needs to rest. That is a very important truth, right? A lot of times we're like, our insides, even our minds are like, I can't do that. But outside we're like, okay, I'll do that. But we are in the process of stepping out into the world of our creation, of our choosing, of our deliberate intentioning in. Yes, I'm going to stand behind that. Right? You are at the center of your world, and all of the things are conspiring in your favor around you. And so the process of balancing and collaborating and mindful manifestation is in that counterpoint place, right? It's in that balance point somewhere. It's somewhere in there. Okay, this is also the world gives us the year in review, the acknowledgement of your progression, of your movement through space and time, right? We've got the yearly cycles. Like, think of it as a spiral, and we have an opportunity from a new perspective as we loop back around to see where we've come from. What was going on in your world this time last year? What was your mind? What was your body? What was your world? What did it look like? And notice the differences, right? And even those subtle ones. I mean, I always think of the what is it, the law of physics or something, with the butterfly flapping its wings in one part of the world, and the build and ripple effect causes a tornado on the other side of the world, right? And so never discount all the little movements and changes that you make. These subtle little changes have a big effect. Okay, yeah, they have a big effect. This is you affecting your world. Okay, you've got the balance wand. This wand here has a circle, a triangle in a circle. So it's like the masculine and feminine energies, right? The hard lines of the what do you call it? Triangle. And the soft roundness of balance. It's this. It's this. Whoa. Can you see it? Okay. So yeah, and this also has the Vesica Pisces. This is the two overlapping and creating this center knowing. I feel like that's your third eye, right? Beautiful. That balance, that masculine and feminine coming together and creating that space in between. Gorgeous. Okay. So yeah, you and having a hand in creating your world and what you are choosing to see, or balancing what you know, right? Being able to live, project, and anchor in a 5D dimension when you are existing in a 3D world where you are seeing evidence of past thoughts and choices in your now, and holding fixed, not getting locked into that, but holding on to a projection that you are trying to bring forward, backwards. Ugh, time and linear and non-linear, it's all crazy. Okay. But here we've got like seeing beyond the veil, right? We've got all your experience here with your Technicolor coat here, all the patches, all the trials and tribulations that have made you who you are, put you in a position. Look, you're up high outside of things, so you're in a elevated perspective. Okay, and then we've got that old world here and this new world that is still being formed. So utilizing your balance. And I think because you have this in moving yourself out of choppy waters into calmer waters. And I think this is why Isa is here, this stillness period, this it's kind of like a recalibration. It's like a refocusing. Focus was one of the key words for Isa. This intentionality of what it is you are creating and maintaining a focus in that. And even with that, your balance, right? You need to fuel your wand with presence, with joy. And so you can't be all in the magical realms of creative visualization. You need to balance it with the joy and the gratitude and the awareness in your now moments. Something about your now moments having power. Okay, so we've got the Justice, and this is beautiful because it's balance. Okay, with the scales here, things balancing, rebalancing, and look, the figure in the center is the balance point, right? And one hand is down and one hand is up. So there is that integrated as above, so below, as within, so without. It's got those kinds of things here. Also, we've got this Wheel of Fortune that I'm noticing, this little symbol down here. And it's on the side that she is currently, it looks like she's going to pull it down and kind of scoop up that Wheel of Fortune. So it's like, this is what we're doing, right? We are pulling in and attracting in our positive karma, right? The things that the selfless acts, the caring, the giving, the holding, the love vibe in the face of adversity. These are all a scoreboard that the universe keeps track of. And when the timing is right, when you meet the universe halfway with your frequency, you allow a clear passageway for the receival of your karmic debt, positive karmic debt, right? Well, it depends on what you put out there. But if you're here on the Love Channel, you've accumulated a beautiful, positive abundance, miracle, legacy. I was going to say inheritance, spiritual inheritance that wants to come to you in the physical by your ancestors. Like, you know, the thing with ancestors, once they cross over, once they transition, they get the life review and then they get the notes and they're like, oh, we were supposed to do this. Dang it. If only I'd known, right? And then they see you in this time and space and you're doing it. You're making the right choices. You're choosing the right things. You're healing all of the levels and layers. And they're like, yay! Okay, make sure they get all the things that, you know, I would have got if I figured it out. And there's a lot of generations. So this is why there's this kind of universal call out for this kind of return, because we're basically holding the light frequency. I had this visual download, and I kind of sketched it in my dream journal. And it was stars, us, who are pulling in. So like the third dimension is here and the fifth dimension is above it, just for visual sake, right? And with our intention, our mindfulness, we're pulling like a piece of fabric, the fifth, down and anchoring these anchor points that are us, right? Where we are like a funnel that is, or a tree, whatever, a node. And we're all spaced around the world. And so we have these little funnel spots, and we get enough of those that we start to bring in the fifth D into the 3D, but it's like a funneling. So things start to pour in through the funnel into us, into the star anchors in the 3D realm. And then that triggers other stars to recognize and to start to intend and anchor and funnel. And then we're locked in, right? My brain was trying to make associations with the Matrix. I have to meditate on that. Okay, so the things happening in this behind the scenes, this is faith, this is trust in the unseen. This is the recognition and the holding the faith. This is the co-collaboration. I guess it's not a co-collaboration with spirit and the universe, right? We've got your hand in here holding this wand that is sparking magic, and we've got this shimmery spirit like coming from the earth, holding, guiding, supporting us. Okay. Whew. It's got hot. It's got hot. Spirit is in the house. What you got for us? A clump. Okay. So, signs and synchronicities from your divine spirit team, okay? From your ancestors, from your higher self, moving you forward with confidence, filling you with confidence, right? This trust that you have this team in behind the scenes on your side, in behind you, protecting you as you move, as you carve your way, as you create your path. Having a heat wave. Oh, yeah. There we go. I have a fan. I have a fan. Okay. Oh, that's delicious. Okay. So, yes, the pioneer spirit, right? We've got our machete and we're carving away. We're chopping away anything, any adversaries that show themselves or present themselves, and we are clearing a pathway and discovering treasures along the way. We are discovering areas that haven't been touched by humans in the 3D realm yet, right? And this is why it's important work, right? Because just like in history, all pioneers, all leaders, all inventors and guides are important. They are all important, as you are as well, with what you are bringing and doing. Okay, because you're the Queen of Cups. You are established in your heart space, in your being in love space, right? The feminine is the being, and she is creative, she's confident, she's going with the flow. Okay, and look at this balance. Look at their outfits, right? So you have, I mean, this could be feminine or masculine, but this is the doing, right? The holding of the sword, or the wand of creation. And so we've got this masculine and feminine here, creating from your heart space. Beautiful. That. Yes. Balance. Mirrored. This is your, I mean, internally and externally, right? It's always starts internally first. But this beautiful balance, this beautiful balance. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I just love the Two of Cups. I just love it. Okay. Okay, so speaking and thinking in balance with each other to create what you speak, what you think is what is created. This is part of this sauce of creation sauce. Okay, and then we've got the people, and it's going here, which is kind of like this in the reading. These people coming up to being drawn towards you, right? And you having your sword of truth, right? And also your sword of discernment on, are these people coming with you, or are they trying to get in your way, right? And this is why we have the machete, right? And the discernment to know which is which and to know what to do with. And I got to my little dagger finally. Remembered to grab it. Remembered to find it. Yes. Okay, I am not promoting stabbing anybody. I'm just gonna say that right now. Okay, so let's go through one more time and see if any other cards want to come out. Offer some extra insight or confirmation on this balance. I mean, we've got so much confirmation of balance. Adversaries. Okay. Adversaries wanted to come out. Okay. And this following up behind here. So this is exactly the kind of thing that you want to have a high discernment over. All of the things that are coming your way, people, places, and things, right? And look, we've got these sort of shadows going in the same direction as the people. And we also have one going in your direction. And so this integration of your shadow, this is also, I mean, part of when I was going through some of my shadow integration was an acknowledgement that I have to be okay with being the villain in somebody else's story, right? Where their perception, their view, their whatever experience of you being different than your experience with them, and them making you out to be the bad guy because you set clear boundaries, or you are no longer going to take their crap or whatever. This, I feel like, is part of your ability to cut those people away, to just walk away, regardless of what they're thinking and saying, right? Because we keep in contract with people when we engage in any way that we do, right? Whether we're defending our position, defending our perspective, defending ourselves, defending our perception of ourselves, um, of, in somebody else, right? And you need to be able to cut and walk away and not be affected by however they spin things, right? It's no longer, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. And that takes that integrated shadow version, right? It takes the integrated shadow version to say no, to cut and release, to set firm boundaries. Okay. But I'm also getting the same shadowy versions of self being attracted and drawn to those old ways, right? The reasons we were drawn to toxic people in the past. There's a recognition of that draw and how easy it would be to entertain, even for nostalgia's sake, right? To go back in there because it brings us back to a familiarity of ourselves. But we're evolving, we're growing, we're changing. And so this is also a recognition of reflection of versions of self that are now drawn to the new version of self. Is it making sense? I feel like it's near my point. It's near my point. Okay. So be careful. You are going to be drawing in a lot of people towards you. And so you need to have the clear, confident distinction and ability to wield and slice and dice. Okay. So let's get an archetype here. Let's see what the archetypes have for us. Yesterday's reading, the orphan card came out, and it's got this image of this rose kind of in a distance away from a kid's hand, kind of outstretched. And part of what was coming out in the message was this reclamation, right? We start off trying to give ourselves to other people. Please hold us, please take us, please choose us, right? As this abandonment wound. And then it was about choosing yourself. So when you meet people, you're not just trying to find anybody to take you, right? You are already held. And later in the afternoon, after I posted that on my Instagram, a post came up, or no, it was Spotify. A song came up, and I was doing stuff and listening in my headphones, and I'm like, oh, this song. And so I found my phone, and the cover of the album of the song was grown-up hands together, balanced, right? Holding a rose. And it was such a beautiful confirmation of the message of choosing yourself. It was like that child grew up and picked the flower up and held themselves as a confirmation of the reading. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. And these are the kinds of signs and synchronicities that are really tricky sometimes to explain to people, how they overlap and interwrap and are beautiful. This is why you have all the information. You know more. You're being led, your higher self, right? Try to explain it to other people and have them verify for you. Well, they're not having the experience. So they can be like, it sounds cool. Sounds great. Sounds amazing. Okay. So what is our archetype for today's reading in this balancing state? It's like, go within, like, don't just make moves haphazardly. Be intentional with your action. And when you find yourself not knowing which way to go, that's when you go back in and center. Ooh, this is cool. The Mask, a 61. It's cool because I went to a masquerade thing yesterday or last night, and I wore a mask. It's funny because it's totally the draw for me. If I can go out in public and hide behind a mask, I'm in. Okay. The Mask is a 60. Okay. There we go. It's after the kiss. A persona, the performance, the reveal. Ooh. And look at the balance, right? We got that shadow side, and we got the bright, light, colorful side. We often think of a mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. The mask gives voice to that which was previously rejected. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. You are in the realm of theater, so anything is possible. Speak with the other's voice. Embody the other's limbs. You are taking part in the ritual of expanding the self. There may be mischief and deception around, and others may be trying on new masks too. No one is sure who is who. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into this perception bending time. Trust it. Okay. When in light reveals what has been suppressed, when dark further conceals what is rejected. Think of a mask or costume you wore that felt empowering, marvelous, or fun. Who was it you were being? Is that who still within you? Meditate on your original face, the one you had before your mother and father were born. Wow. You'd just be light. Okay, do you want to see my mask? 1 second. Meow. This is my mask, and I can see. Oh, there you go. Okay, so this is the mask I made. It's a kitty cat. My whiskers. Okay. So, yeah, it's just fun to step out and get out and play. Right? Okay. Removing the mask. Oh. Okay. Right? Fun. It's fun. Okay. So it's funny that the mask came out. Let's get another confirmation of some kind. We haven't done a crystal one in a while. Let's do a crystal. Yeah, I went to a dance. There's like DJs and stuff like that. There was a DJ called something River. And so I was like, masquerade with a River DJ. I'm in. But when the river started to play, I was not flowing with that river. And it was that time, so we cut the heck out of there. But it was weird. I haven't been in, active. There's lots of energies out there, man. I can't, it's harder to be in those environments than it was back in the day, let me tell you. Okay. We've got 27. Exploration, experience, pleasure, and learning. The thrill associated with exploration is one of life's great joys. The experience gained by acting on your curiosity provides the knowledge and understanding for continued growth. Curiosity killed the cat, right? Satisfaction brought it back. Okay. Have you been thinking about a new hobby, course, or career? Perhaps it is time to act on thoughts of travel. This card is a sign that the area of interest drawing your attention is valid. Take pleasure in new experiences and appreciate the excitement of exploration. Your life journey is in a state of constant change and movement as you express your intent through your thoughts and actions. Continue asking the right questions to attract the answers and experiences you seek. The faith to embrace your inner explorer renews your connection to your divine self. Celebrate breaking out of your shell as you explore new possibilities, engaging and experiencing the universe of conscious creation. Beautiful confirmation of conscious creation. Gorgeous. Love messages? Okay. Try not to do an hour today. We've got speak your truth confirmation. Okay, this is an important part of your anchoring of yourself. Listen to your body wisdom and speak the truth of it into being. I need rest. I need to play. I need to explore. I need to evolve, change, dream, create. Ocean medicine. Yeah, go and experience the ocean in whatever way you can, whether it is finding a sound bite of waves crashing or whales singing or seagulls gulling, right? Or if you have access to an ocean, go to it, look at it, stare into it, give yourself space, breathe in the charged energy that is in its vicinity. It's powerful. Recognize, contemplate the beauty and power and majesty of the ocean, right? And its great expanse. Okay. You are worthy. You are worthy of this life, of justice, of heart heart being. Okay. Clean your space. Yes, we have a lot of energy that gets stale and stagnant, and we want fresh. This is another reason why salty ocean air, right? It is totally cleansing and purifying. And so you want to bring that, breathe that, and clear and clean the space that you occupy. Okay. Yes. Okay. More confirmation. Protect your energy. Okay, especially when you are going out into environments where there are a lot of people drawn to you for various reasons, right? And your ability to discern, create boundaries, and to cut away any attachments that people inadvertently toss upon you in their desire or reverence or jealousy or whatever, right? People are walking around unconscious out there, unbeknownst of their hooks that they inadvertently attach to people. But you know, right? You're aware, you see. So um, cut all the cords away. Yes. You know. You know. Right? Be careful. Because it's sharp. Okay. That's what we have for today. Be conscious of your balancing. Okay. And look at this card. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. And the masks we wear. Okay, yes. And I did very much enjoy making my mask. Okay. It was fun. Okay. We love you, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. And I hope to see you again next time. Good luck in your balancing and being in your heart space. Okay? Bye.